Hello and welcome back to FlowState. I hope everybody's doing well. Fuck your morning routine. Fuck it. It's not doing you any good. It's a bunch of shit that delays the inevitable. I'm only partly serious in that statement, mostly serious. But what so many people miss, it's not about getting wrong or right. They simply miss the real fucking shit. The thing that will propel your mornings. What is it? That's right. Your fucking evening routine. Your evening routine is the thing to focus on. Is A-level elite shit. Morning routines are, in my opinion, something you want to get as quickly through as possible. Now, it doesn't mean that you should be rushing. You should never rush. One of the grounding elements of completing the growth blueprint is that you slow time down for yourself. Rushing is never okay. Rushing is sloppy. We like to keep things tight, controlled, and focused, grounded in our core values and everything else that we do. Morning routines should get you from A to Z as quickly as possible, with focus, clarity, a sense of urgency, and an overwhelming amount of calm. You can have a sense of urgency and operate with a sense of calm and presence, holding space for yourself, and if you engage with other humans, then for them as well. Your energy resonates deeply, and your leadership is in your actions more than your voicing an opinion, a request, a command, anything. It's all about what you do, less about what you say. There's so much hype about morning routines. It's fucking out of control. I mean, anybody that's interested in this space, personal development, etc., has definitely seen the guy from Miami, the super jacked fucking superhero looking motherfucker who is just, extrinsically just crushing at life. And all of his social is about that. It's this putting on a pedestal kind of super heavy production, crisp, ultra like 8K resolution. I mean, aspirational to the umpteenth degree. There's no question he has done and put in the work. But he is the exception. He is not, I forget his name. Super jack dude. I'm sure you've seen him. He does the water, the Saratoga, I think it's called, water. So he published this video. I really just don't remember his name. I don't follow him or anything, but my feeds were just inundated with him running next to these Mercedes G-Wagons. The shit, it's like a music video. I mean, fucking impressive. Gnarly physique too. Just, pwah. So, whether that's true, whether it's just for the camera, where some semblance of that is real, it kind of doesn't even really matter. It's really shooting for the moon, aspirational. No one's gonna fucking do that. And if they are, they're like 5 people. And he may not even be one of them. But who am I? I'm not judging, I'm just analyzing the realities of the hype behind the morning routine. Get up at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., fucking sit in an ice bath for 45 minutes, journal, which, don't get me wrong, I love all of that stuff, but you can accomplish so much with meaning, presence, control within the space of yourself in such a short amount of time if you've had a full night's sleep, if you're well rested. If you reverse the clock and start the night before, honor yourself, do what you say you're going to do, get to bed by the time that you've determined is appropriate for you to rise at whatever time you've determined is the thing you want to do. You really want to be in bed for a minimum of 8 hours. Now, if you're in bed for 8 hours, you're not sleeping for 8 hours. Shit. All right, Tiga, you're free. Get this shit. All right. You're definitely not sleeping for 8 hours if you're in bed for 8 hours. If you're in bed for 9 hours, I mean, maybe you're sleeping for 8 hours, maybe, depending on a lot of factors. The quality of your sleep dictates the quality of your life. Sleep is the most important thing. Your evening routine is the basis for your morning routine. Think about it. If you get to bed really late, fucking doing all kinds of stupid shit, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, dear. Sorry. What do you think is going to happen the next morning? Are you going to feel empowered? Are you going to feel fucking jacked for the day? No. You're going to be underslept, possibly even chronically from doing this to yourself, either intentionally, unconsciously, whatever, for a prolonged period of time. It takes a long time to fully recover from sleep deprivation, of which a huge segment of the population is chronically sleep deprived. And just like getting exercise every single day in one form or another, moving your body as much as possible prevents and is truly a cure for so many problems that people are facing today. This toxic, sedentary lifestyle is literally killing people, just as sleep deprivation is. It doesn't allow your body to do its thing, heal itself, which is really the only time your body gets a chance to recover from the wear and tear you put on it every day, including sitting in a fucking chair for 8 hours, which is absolutely horrible for you. The evening routine is where it's at. The evening routine sets the tone, sets the pace for your following day. It is the precursor to the morning routine. Focus on precursors. Focus on the things that support the desired outcome. You want to feel super fucking strong, your brain operating as it should, then you need adequate sleep. You need to take that shit seriously. It was one of the pivotal moments in my life when I figured this out through information, through just testing. I mean, certainly you've had great nights of rest. Certainly you've had shit nights of rest. Okay? a good night of rest basically fixes all your problems. It really does. You think more clearly, you have more energy, you're more capable of doing the things you want to do. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hey. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Tia, what's up with that, man? Shh. Sorry, a little dog altercation here. Come on, down. Tia, down. Go down. These guys bring their dogs down to hunt rabbits. It's pretty sick. It's one of the only legal hunting on this island, actually, is hunting rabbits with dogs. It's quite a tradition here. All right. Get realigned, focused. So, you had a bad day, struggling to accomplish the things you set out to accomplish, feeling a little run down. Don't fucking watch Netflix. Don't smoke a joint. Don't go out and drink. Just really allow your body time and space to do its thing. And take a nice warm bath, light some fucking candles, put on some chill music, read a book, listen to a book, not one that's gonna amp you up, but one that is going to reset your nervous system. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh man, hold on, this is a little tricky here. I feel like I'm... Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, whew. It's a good little thing here. It's crazy. All right, well, first rule of podcasting is don't die on the podcast. Doesn't really help anybody. So, calm your nervous system. Slow things down. Invest in tranquility and get a good night's rest. Do the things that you know what to do. I mean, this is not rocket science. This is not complicated. This is, in fact, the most basic shit. I mean, literally the most basic shit. If you don't sleep, you die. You can go a very long time without eating or drinking water. But after 36 hours of sleep deprivation, consistently, over time, sleep deprivation, your basic bodily functions stop working in the way that they should. And that has a compounding effect on everything else that you do. Oh man, it's all green. It's crazy. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that. That's wild. I've never seen that. It's been raining so much here, it's just like out of control. Actually, it's been raining all day, and then I saw the opportunity. Beautiful sun. Might as well come down here and do the thing. All right. What is it about morning routines that have people so hyped up? It makes for amazing content creation, especially those that have, you know, beautiful shit in their life and, you know, expensive things, nice things, all these intrinsic things that don't really mean anything unless you're whole. Sorry, extrinsic things. I misspoke. Focusing on the intrinsic, how you actually feel in that moment. Some people weren't meant to wake up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, some people, you know, it's like learning about your chronotype, for example, is very powerful, because with a very simple test, I mean, like 10, 15 minutes, I think, you can find a chronotype test online. Just search for one. Michael Buer or something like that wrote a book, I think that's his name, about chronotypes, and I highly recommend it. In fact, I finished listening to it recently, again for the second time. I'm going to put it in the Growth Blueprint resource library so that it'll be available to everybody, and there'll be a description in there as well. So something I would encourage you to check out, because the knowledge in there is very powerful. And frankly, you don't really need to read the whole book. You need to figure out what chronotype you are, and then you can go and read the relevant information that pertains to you. I mean, obviously, if you're interested, then read the whole book, but it's not necessary. It's very technical, and I mean, it's extremely interesting. But, you know, you're learning a lot about other people's chronotypes. I mean, there are clear advantages to understanding, especially if you're, you know, family or in the workplace, for example. You know, just like understanding a woman's menstrual cycle is incredibly powerful, not only for women, but for men as well, especially when you're working with women. And I mean, obviously men don't have menstrual cycles, but just the clear communication of what is actually happening on a physiological level in a woman while her menstrual cycle is happening can bring clarity, or also like extremely like a more systematic approach to when and how you would deliver bad news, conflict resolution, to be as much in sync with their hormones to let's say, I would say, like, to have a greater sense of clarity is really what it comes down to. It's not about manipulating someone, obviously, that's deplorable. The idea is to be in better sync with that human, to be able to communicate on a clearer, more profound level to get better results out of the communication. I mean, that's so important. Something that my wife and I have been practicing, and great success. I love it. Highly recommended. And Dr. Mindy Pezel, butchered her name, sorry, has a great podcast episode with Diary of a CEO that talks about this. You can Google it, you can find a ton of content about it, but basically what you're looking for is the hormonal description and what happens at various stages of the menstrual cycle. And it's a leverageable thing. You should leverage that. both for men and women, especially in communication, in relationships, in business. How you figure that out on your own, that's up to you, but just the insights and knowledge that I gained from that was really profound and transformative in many ways to propel the relationship that I have with my wife, and also to get a clearer understanding of what, from a male perspective, what women go through every month. You know, it's just, when you start getting into it, it's like, holy fucking shit. It's intense. So what is it about morning routines that are so, like, glorified? It's almost like, I mean, it's like a cult-like phenomenon, you know? People have just gotten behind it so hardcore, and you're kind of just missing the point. The point of the morning is to quickly, effectively, calmly, with purpose, conviction, drive, wake up and get at it. Like, seize the fucking day with power and strength and clarity and calmness. A sense of calm is so important. And, you know, you can't, it's like, if you've had a shit night's sleep because of whatever it is that you were doing, I mean, there are factors, obviously, that I take into consideration. If you're traveling, you know, I don't sleep perfectly every night. Traveling is a big thing. There's other things that happen. Of course, life happens. It's not about that. It's about the consistency of your routine and how committed you are to feeling great. And the only way to do that is by locking in your nighttime routine. Your nighttime routine is everything. It's the thing that should be at the top of your priority list. I mean, in many ways, sleep trumps everything else. Physical exercise, diet, you know, don't mince my words here. All of it is important. Man, look how green this algae is. It's crazy. Wow, it's fucking crazy. Woo. Super cool. Obviously, moving your body is important. Fueling your body with clean, whole, nutrient-dense food is important, okay? It's not to say that you can sleep for 9 hours a night and just stub your fucking face hole with McDonald's and sit in a chair and think everything is a fucking rosy. Obviously, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I mean. Whew. I'm gonna pause quickly. I'm gonna take a little picture. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I prefer not to make these quick cuts, but I'm flying solo here, so. I discovered that taking a still from the video is horrible for a YouTube thumbnail. So I need to pause, take a picture, start up again. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the evening routine, some of the things that I have incorporated into my life, some learned skills that I have absorbed from other people, ultimately building a system to empower you to make good decisions to support your morning routine, which is obviously important, okay? Waking up and having a plan is important. Knowing what the fuck you're gonna do today is important. But the most important thing is having the energy and the mental clarity and just the desire to do those things because you feel fucking good. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, of course People have projects, they have only so much time in the day. You have to do what you have to do a lot of the time, but you can do it with a sense of clarity and calm, and using discernment to switch from work mode to decompression to bed to sleep, so that when you wake up, you're fucking activated with purpose. Holy shit, this is slippery. With purpose and drive, okay? So let's rewind. I'm not perfect at this. I'm not a fucking robot, and neither are you. You're a human, feeling all kinds of feelings, dealing with all kinds of shit. You can only set out to execute a system that has been really designed to amplify the output of what you're trying to achieve. So let's start with winding down the consumption of things you put in your body. You really need to give space between your last drink, food, all beverages, water included. You really need to give space between the last time you've put anything into your body and when you're planning on going to sleep. In order for your body to sleep effectively, properly, you need to allow your body to digest all of the food that is in it. In order for your body to effectively repair itself. If you eat a meal before you go to bed, you flop into bed, your belly's full, you're like, oh my God, I'm a big fucking king, I feel so good, or queen, whatever, like, big meal, yes, great day and everything. Your body has to go through that digestive process before it can start repairing itself. So you could be like 3 hours into your sleep and still digesting and not actually allowing or giving space to your body to repair itself, because it needs to digest first. So if we can focus on restricting our consumption of food and liquid 3 hours before bedtime, that gives our body ample time to digest, to prepare itself for deep restorative sleep. That's number one. That is probably the easiest hack you can have in your mind, because it also rolls back from there. So if you want to go to bed at 10:30, you work your clock backwards at least 3 hours and you say, I need to be finished eating by that time. It can be whatever time you want. It doesn't matter. Again, going back to the chronotypes, if you're someone who goes to bed at 3 a.m. and they're still able to get significant sleep because they're waking up at like 10 a.m. or whatever, okay, that's all good. You just need to make sure that you're prioritizing your sleep. And by prioritizing your sleep, you're working backwards and you're saying, okay, I am doing my best to not eat past 3 hours to bedtime. And that also includes water, because where does the water go, right? You drink it and you pee it out. Your body can only absorb what it can, and then there's waste and you pee, right? So you don't want to be waking up in the middle of the night because you have to pee. The way to avoid that is by restricting liquids before bed. If you have to take medication, you do so with the minimum amount of water required to do so. If you want to enjoy a nice cup of tea or an evening elixir, as I do, I try to do that well before bedtime. Sometimes I just want it and I do it, and it's like an hour, maybe a half an hour before bed, you know? And sometimes I can hold my bladder all night, and sometimes I can't. But on the nights that I sleep completely through, I feel so much better the next day. So I know that by restricting food and liquid in my body, giving space, 3 hours is a really solid number to allow your body to digest, that I'm not gonna have those issues, one, with waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, because I've already gone to the bathroom before going to bed. So there really should be a very low amount of liquid that I will have to relieve myself in the middle of the night. In the morning, most likely, but your bladder, if empty, should be able to handle not waking up overnight. And the same thing with food. The food works slightly differently, but it still is it's like your power plant, you're creating energy as a byproduct of the food you eat, right? I mean, that is the intention, that is the most basic thing, right? I mean, you eat to get energy. Obviously, there's pleasure and other things, but we're just first principles here. So focus on giving space between your last meal or snack, whatever, and when you go to bed. Sorry, I just got distracted. So it's probably not your first rodeo. You have seen content talk about blue light exposure. This is real. This is not some woo-woo whatever. It's fucking real. The data is clear, and it gets clearer and clearer as more studies get published about the stimulating effect that blue light emanating from electronics has on our nervous system. It stimulates us. That is the literal fucking opposite thing we want to be doing at nighttime. We don't want to be all jacked up and be like, yeah, I'm getting ready. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm getting ready for bed. Oh, let me just do this massive line of Coke before bed. That's a good idea. Right? Just don't do dumb shit. Of course, it's easier said than done. Sometimes not. It's all about leveraging the system that you design for yourself based on specific principles and ideas that support what you want to achieve and accomplish the following day, starting at bedtime, right? Don't do blow right before you go into bed. So, removing stimulus from your presence should be a priority. So that means shifting and stopping from your work to a wind down system that helps you calm your nervous system and supports your body's natural flow, ideally attached to the circadian rhythm, meaning the natural flow of the sun and the moon as it relates to your body. I know it's not possible for everyone, but this is really ideal. Your natural sleep-wake cycle being in sync with the sun is an incredibly powerful thing, and it is truly a privilege to be participating in that and not available to everyone because people have different schedules. Some schedules do not permit it, like people that work at night, for example, or people that are required to wake up very, very early or to go to bed before the sun rises, and you know what I mean. Okay, so if you're in a very fortunate position to be able to align your sleep-wake cycle with the sun, wow. You want to do everything you can to stay in alignment of that. I mean, of course, you know, it's like plus or minus a couple of hours, right? It's not necessarily exact, and everybody's going to be vibing differently. But from my experience, when I'm really in flow and I'm doing everything that is in alignment with supporting what I'm laying out for you right now, it is generally a couple of hours, you know, or an hour or so, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max after the sun sets that I'm in bed. This changes slightly during the summer because the sun goes down much later, but at the same time, I'm modifying when I wake up as well. So in the winter, I tend to go to bed a lot earlier, wake up a lot earlier. And in the summer, I tend to go to bed later and wake up later. It's just the natural cycle. I'm able to do that. And I try to stay as much in sync as possible because I love these long days, and waking up just before the sun rises and going to bed right after the sun sets, you know, again, like an hour, 2 hours or so, has just been phenomenal. And it really does just like ground you as well. It is not some, it's not like a quick fix. None of this stuff is like a quick fix hack, you know, like whatever bullshit. This is ancient living that has served humans up until recently in our modern era. And the incessant use of technology and all of the amazing things that have happened in our modern era have really shifted our evolution in a way that we're not caught up to this technology yet, okay? The iPhone and all this craziness, it's like we're like a light year ahead of our physiology. We're like, the body is just like, oh my God, can't process. There's so much stimulation, so much dynamic input that we have to, I mean, it's like almost too much at times, you know? It's like taking someone that's lived on an island and is not used to a city and then just plopped in like Beijing. I mean, they'd lose their fucking mind. It's not necessarily a natural thing. So going back to blue light, do your best to set a system up that says, okay, I finish working by this time, and there's a transition period that I do these types of things in. Maybe it's a great opportunity to leverage spending time with your family. Maybe it's a great opportunity to leverage investing in yourself through a hobby that is relaxing to you. Enjoying just being still overlooking whatever you have in front of you. It could be a beautiful field, a park. It could be a fucking wall, for that matter. Being present with yourself and still is so important for your nervous system. Your nervous system is amped the fuck up. It is out of control. People are just constantly inundated with shit all day, from that fucking in the morning. You fucking throw it against the wall. You're like, fuck you. You know, I'm sure you've been there. I've been there, of course. There's a transition period between your work shit, your food, and then preparing the wind down ritual. It is a ceremony of love for yourself. Ceremonialize this aspect of the day, just like you do in the morning, except this is the real fucking shit. This is what sets up your morning routine. You don't have a morning routine unless you have an evening routine, because your morning routine is like wallowing in the shame of your evening routine. It's like, oh God, I fucking shouldn't have smoked that 12 joint or eaten that pint of ice cream or stayed up way too fucking late watching a TV show that I don't really give a fuck about or whatever. Obviously there are positive exceptions to that, of course. But I'm not focused on the positive exceptions. I'm focused on the mundane, the ordinary, the thing that drives most of our daily life for most people. You know, whether you're rich, poor, mediocre, whatever, high performing, it's like, especially the high performing individuals, they're more like robots than people who have substantially less than they do in terms of extrinsic things, right? Which again, don't fucking matter. It's like, okay, great, it's nice to have all these things, but at the end of the day, you're still left with whatever's going on in here. And no one's gonna fix that for you. Tiga's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And by the way, time management is an integral part of the growth blueprint, along with the vitality course, which is the foundation of the growth blueprint, in which we learn a lot about evening routines, morning routines. And at the time of this recording, the growth blueprint is still available at no cost for life. So I would encourage you to use the link in the description and join. So the wind down period. It makes sense to couple it with your last meal. If that makes sense within your system, okay? If you tend to eat around 8 o'clock at night, then consider bookending a certain segment of the day when you finish that meal. So let's say you still have a bunch of work to do. Well, guess what? You will always have a bunch of work to do. There's like never ending amount of work, okay? It's a fallacy that you're gonna be able to get everything done. Now, clearly there are deadlines, and again, gotta fix my shoe. There are deadlines. There are situations that, oh, my toe, broken shoe. There are situations that require us to stay up late, do things that are out of the ordinary. Again, we're not talking about those. We're talking about the regular, the mundane, the everyday. Use the end of your meal, the last meal of the day, to bookend your day. Compartmentalize the day. You know, morning, afternoon, evening, it's already kind of laid out. Again, leveraging the time optimization course, understanding how to leverage time, scheduling, create space for you to be able to do the things that you want to do with clarity. So, you finish your meal, there's no more eating or drinking afterwards. Then what do? Let's say your optimal bedtime is like 10:30. Now, whether you have children, the age of the kids, what other responsibilities you have, there's all kinds of shit. I get it. I have 2 kids, I know. 11 and 9 years old. They're still very much dependent on us, even though they're quite autonomous, which is amazing. So use that time wisely. Use it to connect with your family, make some phone calls to your friends, to your parents, brother, sister, cousins. Use that time to connect with your spouse, with your children. Use that space to invest in yourself, not by scrolling on social media, not by watching like 12 episodes of some stupid fucking show. Sure, watch 1 episode, but it's like you don't need to watch 3 episodes of whatever the fuck. It's like, think of how much time you have invested in entertainment. Just reflect on that for a moment. I don't have to tell you, it's a fuck ton. A literal fuck ton of time. Look out there, there's a giant fuck, and there's a ton, and time, and it's a literal fuck ton of time. Poof, gone. We've all had those lazy days, and I don't really feel like doing anything. Amazing. Love it. Be in that moment. Be lazy. It's okay. It means you need rest. I've had plenty, so many of those days, hungover, fucked up, this, that, and the other thing. Brain doesn't work, body doesn't work. That is going to keep you stuck in old patterns. Look at this. Prickly pear cactus. Awesome. All of those red things it's fruit. And I walk by this cactus all the time. I recorded eating one of the fruit an episode ago, many episodes ago. They look pretty good right now. I did stab myself a few times though. Not gonna do it this time. So, everybody that has a smartphone is more or less, it's a fucking appendage. You may be the exception, but unlikely, including myself. You have that fucking thing in your phone, in your hand, in your pocket. It's like below 20% battery, you're like, oh, fucking my phone. You really Really, 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 I mean, I cannot stress this enough. It's like people have separation anxiety from the phone. That is not a natural thing. That is a fully made up thing. You've made it up in your head as a byproduct of all of the information that you're receiving constantly every day, mostly from the device itself. And I've talked about this before, but please, please, for fuck's sake, turn off notifications. You should not have notifications on your phone, other than the communication apps. And that doesn't mean email either. Not unless it's a requirement for life to have email notifications on, which I don't know why that would be. Unless you're like some emergency responder, you know. Email should be an on-demand solicitation, not push. Certainly no news apps, right? Evening routine, no news. Nothing that's going to stimulate you. Nothing that is going to increase cortisol. No fucking thriller movie, action movie, no Tom Cruise shit. No fucking Jason Bourne, like, none of that. It's more like chill out, low stimulus activity. Reading, playing music, painting, playing cards, low-key shit. Do you know what kind of luxury that is? That is just like high-level luxury to be able to unwind like this, to have that kind of control and self-love. So many people are just like scrolling on the couch while watching a show and eating. They're like basically brain dead at that point. Again, been there. By coupling activities and stacking them, you're amplifying the possibility of success because you've already laid it out. These are the things that I do before bed. What does that mean? That means after dinner, I go on a 20-minute walk by myself, with my kids, with my wife, husband, boyfriend, whatever. Go for a walk around the block. Aid in that digestive process. Help your body help you, okay? I don't do it every day. I certainly feel better when I do. Why don't I do it every day? I don't fucking know. All I know is that when I do, I feel better. And when I get into a vibe, into some flow state, because all of the good things that I'm doing propel the way that I'm feeling, why would I do anything to derail that? It's crazy. It's beautiful with all this rain now. Light movement is also wonderful. And so you don't need anything. You don't need any fucking, you don't need like a $100,000 Buddha in the corner of your room to do some stretching. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need fucking $100 worth of, or $500 worth of Lululemon shit on your body. You can just go for a walk, do some light stretching. It doesn't even have to be anything, okay? Don't add meaning to any of this shit. You just be in the moment with yourself, your body, your feelings. Don't label anything. Don't try to fix anything. Don't try to think. Just be present with yourself. You can do a body scan. Check in, how am I feeling? Oh, my shoulder's a little tight. My fucking tendons are a little tight from playing tennis, or I really, feel this kind of like warm sensation here, or whatever, okay? Just decompress. The more you can invest in disassociating yourself from the day, reducing cortisol, calming your nervous system, the better sleep you will have, and the more fucking jacked you're gonna be when you wake up. It's that feeling, that natural vibe of waking up before your alarm, if you use an alarm. You've had great nights of sleep. You know what that feels like, where you're just waking up because your body has had sufficient rest and it's sending signals that it's ready to fucking go. That's how you should feel every morning. And if you don't feel like that every morning, would you like to? Would you like to feel empowered when you wake up? Would you like to feel well rested when you wake up? It's not for me to answer these questions. I know the answers for myself. I can make an assumption, because you're here now listening to me talk about this, that our answers are most definitely the same. I have 10 million things to do every day. There's no way I can accomplish them. So I don't even try, because what's the point? It's just negative stress. I like positive stress. I like to feel like I'm pushing in the right direction. I like to feel like my emotional state is in sync with my actions, propelling me forward, not bringing me down, vibrating at a high frequency with a sense of calm, purpose, but also urgency. Having a clear path throughout the day to go forward on, not to be like ping pong all over the place. Structuring your day using time blocking, getting rid of that antiquated to-do list, which doesn't serve anybody other than app makers trying to sell you more shit to put on your to-do list or whatever. It's all about the wind down routine, the evening routine. How committed are you to feeling great? Give yourself space to breathe. Give yourself space to support your one unique asset, which is your body. Take care of it, and it will take care of you. I mean, it's like, it sounds trite and all this, but I mean, all of like the cliches, you are what you eat and all this kind of shit, it's all truth. It's just that it's been regurgitated so many times by people who are like motivated by other factors and don't really give a shit about the purpose behind these sayings, or to deliver support for those people who need the support because they're struggling. Getting clear on one aspect of your life is not good enough to propel you forward with a cohesive system. Calming the fuck down is a very crass way of saying that time is an incredible asset the grand equalizer of all humans. Yes, some people have to do way more shit in one 24-hour cycle than others. That's for sure, okay? But also understand it's impossible to do everything in one day. So there's no fucking point of trying. It's not, it's like, it's a fallacy. Hey, Tiga, come. Don't want him to die on the road. No death on this podcast. Come on. That's a good boy. It's a very good boy, Tiga. All right, let's go. So, I'm sure you have a few ideas for yourself about what you can do to better support your body to do its thing. Maybe you know right away. Maybe you're gonna say, okay, tonight I'm not gonna watch TV. Maybe tonight you're gonna be like, I'm going to do my best to plan dinner to eat so that I conclude eating at this time. And maybe I will watch a show that I'm really into, this particular show, and there's a new episode. That's awesome. Enjoy. Maybe your thing is to eat dessert while watching the show. Good. Enjoy. But what happens when the show is over? Aha. Is your first test to see how committed you are. Do you let Netflix autoplay or whatever, Apple, whatever the fuck streaming service you have? Do you go back for more dessert and like, oh, maybe one more show. It's only 9:30 or whatever. No. That's slipping back into old patterns, right? Which are directly correlated with the way you feel when you wake up tomorrow. So if you like the way you feel, keep doing it. If you don't really like the way you feel, guess what? It's in those moments that define us, when no one's watching or when everybody's watching. Hopefully they're the same. And if they're not, well, you have some work to do. We all have work to do. It never ends. But, the big walk up the hill. The final stretch. Those moments are what define us. Delaying gratification for something better. Discipline. If you want to feel better in the morning, you have to do those things. Okay, you can't stay up all night and expect to feel great in the morning. It's just not going to happen. So, what are you going to do tonight that changes how you feel tomorrow? You don't need to rework your whole fucking shit. Just change one thing. Just do one thing differently. If nothing else, put your phone away an hour before you're planning on going to bed. Or stop watching TV an hour before planning on going to bed. Try eating your last meal an hour before going to bed, if that's like something you would used to do, is eat 10 minutes before falling asleep. Whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. Just pick one thing. slowly take action in that and see how things progress. You don't have to rework every single thing to the like micron and say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, blah, blah, blah. I mean, if this is the way you operate, fine, go for it, full on. But it's been my experience, slowly, sustainable progress over time is the thing that really defines and shapes who you are in the long run. It's not about like, I've never been to the gym, and then all of a sudden you go to the gym and you're like, I'm pushing as super fucking hard. And then guess what? You're sore as fuck for like a week. And did you go to the gym again? No. Have you lost all motivation? Yes. Do you kind of feel like shit? Yes. Do you feel like going to the gym? No. Or like you want to start running. You don't go out and run 20 kilometers the first day. Maybe put on a pair of running shoes and go for a walk around the block. That's sufficient. Because you know what? Tomorrow, maybe you go around the block twice. And then the next day you go around the block again. And then maybe the third day, oh, maybe I'll jog. I'll jog around the block once and then walk around the block twice. And then fucking 3 weeks, you're like, yeah, I'm running. I feel good. I've been doing this every day, every other day. The greatest competition in life is with yourself. And it's not a sprint. People who sprint fail. Unless you're a professional, and then you fucking win. But you know what I mean. It's like slowly. You have plenty of time. Because the faster you try to push something, the more resistance there is. Okay, because it's like your brain is already processing so much shit all the time, and then you want to like rewire the whole thing overnight. And then it's like feeling the rigidity of this self-imposed system makes things worse. It doesn't allow for things to be in flow. Not holding on to systems like there's a gun to your head if the shit's not really working. Be dynamic. Change. You're constantly evolving as a person. Change is great. Change is powerful. Not being locked in to things that are not serving you. That's a superpower. That's something to focus on. Even ideas that you've had, it's like you are not your ideas. Ideas are just ideas. All right? It has a chemical reaction that has been articulated, and it's like good idea, bad idea, neutral, whatever. It's like none of that means anything. It's all just made up. That's my buddy who lives there. Oh fuck, 2 minutes. 2% battery. Will we make it? Okay. That's enough talking for me today. I feel like this has been a long episode. Obviously, I've been amped up. I feel really passionate about. All right, I'm back. I had to change the battery, and I wanted to give a proper closure to this phenomenal episode. I was vibing. I hope you got a lot of actionable insight. I encourage you, please give yourself the gift of love. Sign up for the Growth Blueprint using the link in the description. I love you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did, and I'm looking forward to recording the next one reading the comments, engaging with you in a meaningful way, not just superficially. I'm here for everybody. If you drop a comment, I'm responding, I'm engaging. This is what it's all about: community, support, helping one another rise in every moment. And your insights into your life help me bring more perspective and clarity to myself in my life too. And so we're here to support each other. So again, thank you so much. It's been a wild episode. I love it. All right, till next time.